If it indicates otherwise, then he has to think again, because that's what it is. But let me welcome everyone. Let me welcome everyone to this solemn assembly. And I thank you for the indulgence to seek this forum to unveil what I call Cross River State Economic and Development Master Plan. I told you when we inaugurated our campaign offices, I had responded to the governor's assertion that he had no reason to campaign. And I said why he said so is because he has nothing to show anywhere to support that campaign. That's what I said. Now, 2 days ago, I caused my office to circulate what I call the senatorial journey. And I'm sure most of you must have read it. The senatorial journey has to do with a record of achievements and successes as a senator of the Central Senatorial District. 4 years ago, after 12 years in the House of Reps, when I stepped forward to run for Senate, we published my record of service, which we call Image of Service. And I say this because I think that after having a chance to serve in government, you must run on your records. Did you hear me? You must run on your records. It is what you have done that supports what you plan to do next. If you've done nothing, there's nothing to support that, and therefore the case is for you to be changed in that office that you occupy. So again, welcome to Cross River State Economic Development Master Plan. By the way, because it will be the first time I'll be running for an executive, or I'm running for an executive office. All my years I've been in the legislative arm. Normally you are not tasked to talk too much, to make too many promises when you run for a legislative office. And that is why I think, and for several weeks and months, people have been asking, what is my plan for the development of Cross River? So I welcome you to this journey. And I'm just going to start with a few introductions. I'll talk about what Cross River was before 2015. And I'll talk about what Cross River has been and has become after 2015. Now, our vision is to make Cross River State the preferred investment destination in West Africa. That's our vision. The mission is to enable the industrialization of the state underpinned by a secure environment, critical infrastructure, and efficient human capital. Now, by 2014, Cross River was the 11th biggest economy in Nigeria and the premier leading tourism and business destination in Nigeria. Unfortunately, all indices currently point to a reversal of this progress. A complete reversal. I didn't say so. It's the state of the state's report in 2017. Our economic and development master plan is to make Cross River State the first investment destination in West Africa. And you can look at the strategic objectives. It's a 4-point economic and development master plan. 4 points. The first and the number one is promote effective and efficient security. The second is to build critical and gender human infrastructure capital development. The second is to engender human capital development. The third is to build critical infrastructure. And the fifth is to industrialize the agricultural, extractive, and tourism sectors. Now, in previous administrations between 2015, like I said, Cross River was the biggest economy, 11th biggest, leading tourism business destination in Nigeria, Obudu Ranch, Tinaba Resort, Marina Resort, WAEC pass rate jumped to 50%, making Cross River the sixth best state with the highest pass rate. Cross River State health sector experienced significant improvement, and it can go on and on. What do we have today? Increase in crime rate. The urban renewal programs for Calabar, Ugeb, Ikom, Ogoja, and Obudu have been abandoned. The current government is yet to successfully complete the construction and the asphalting of a 5-kilometer road in the entire Cross River State. Low creation of jobs. In fact, the only job creation strategy is the increase in the number of political appointees. The state receipt of 40 billion, of course, is unaccounted. Doing business in Nigeria, Sub-Regional Report 2018 rated Cross River State as the worst state to do business in. Worst state to do business in. According to CBN, there has been no foreign direct investment in Cross River State in the last 3 years. None. No FDI. In spite of the trips abroad. In spite of the MOUs. Not a single penny foreign direct investment has entered Cross River. The State Civil Service Administration has been severely weakened and rendered prostrate. Workers are purely resource, resulting in very low productivity. The Indian Exim Bank financed 2 by 26 megawatts dual power plant procured through the bilateral agreement between the federal government and Indian government during the senatorial democratic regime has suffered construction delays, bottlenecks, and incompetence. Therefore, what is our rationale? All indices confirm that the present Cross River State administration has performed poorly, which weakens any case for a second term. It weakens any case for a second term. The 2019 national election is therefore an opportunity for Cross Riverians to vote for change. This Cross River State Economic and Development Master Plan anticipates this change and sets strategic direction for a 4-year economic and developmental recovery of the state beginning 29th May 2019. I've mentioned that our 4-point agenda: promote effective and efficient security, engender human capital development, industrialize the agricultural, extractive, and tourism sectors, build critical infrastructure. What are our strategic goals? Promote partnerships between community, faith leaders, and law enforcement. Operate an open, transparent, and accountable government. Restore investor confidence. Improve ease of doing business. Enable the economy to be private sector driven. Privatize moribund and unprofitable industries. Revamp public utilities, reskill and retool the workforce to improve service delivery, reduce unemployment and enable prosperity, grow government's finances, invest in road and rural infrastructure, extend the agricultural, extractive, and tourism value chains. And you can look at our definition of success, clear objectives and goals of the Cross River State Economic Development Master Plan 2019 to 2023. You can look at our vision, you can look at our goals, and what we refer to as definition of success. You can look at that table: stable policies, skilled workers, sizable markets, advanced technology, attract direct investments, and provide over 30,000 skilled and unskilled jobs. 30,000 skilled and unskilled jobs. And then we have a 4-year value chain: invest in security, privatization, improve ease of doing business, human capital development, revamp public utilities, and then get into increase internal generated revenue, attract direct investment, industrialize, and then infrastructural development. What are our enablers? Certain variables facilitate or contribute to the execution of this strategy. The successful implementation of these will depend on the following enablers. 1, collaborations. We are going to seek a collaboration with all what you have as collaboration, support from development partners, alliances, as credible feedback loop, overlaps and interdependence on that enable a truly private sector-led economy, research organizations, the federal government, organized private sector and development partners. Local government and civil service reforms, prudent financial management and budget alignment, privatization power, crossover state investment promotion bureau, and one-stop shop. Those will enable this. Priority number one, security. What do we have today? And you can look at that. Communal clashes abound, isn't it? Everywhere. Cultism. In the past, to be sworn into office, you had to denounce cultism, isn't it? In the present administration, you have to do what is the opposite. You must be a cultist to be given appointment. Armed robbery, kidnapping. Those are the security threats. The strategic actions under security will be what? Security Council. We shall strengthen the collaboration between government and the security agencies by holding monthly Security Council meetings with heads of all security agencies domiciled in the state. Intelligence and risks shall be analyzed and mitigation plans approved. Security reports and briefs shall also be prompt and preemptive to enable the government make timely interventions when necessary. Ask those in government now, heads of various security organizations, how many Security Council meetings that they've held. Ask them. Some of you have said none, and that is why we've become as bad. Community partnership. The state government shall enable the formation of enduring and trust-based partnerships at community and local government levels. These partnerships encompass community leaders, faith leaders, and security agencies. Regular and considered engagements shall endure or ensure intelligence gathering and sharing. Security Trust Fund. An independent, transparent team shall manage Now, the Lagos example of setting up a security trust fund is going to be our model. I mean, the committee that recommended that in Lagos found out that even with the best of intentions, security can still be a problem because of funding. So we shall establish a security trust fund. An independent and transparent team shall manage it. The fund shall be dedicated to equipping joint security operations with patrol vehicles, patrol boats, bulletproof vests, payment of allowances, and other logistics. The layout of Cross River can be very challenging, from coastal riverine swamps, forests, hills, to plateau aggravated by the poor road network. Inadequate reach and inaccessibility is a real obstacle. The solution to this is an investment in security communication, which includes telephone tracking equipment to arrest kidnappers and rescue hostages. Toll-free numbers should also be introduced and routed through a 24-hour control center. Access to justice. The Ministry of Justice and the court system shall be better resourced with more magistrates and judges. I mean, the target shall be the arraignment of suspects within 48 hours, provided in the Constitution, especially when investigations have made out prima facie cases against the suspects. Human capital development. We shall collaborate closely with strategic partners to achieve our broad vision under this. Strategic partners here will include relevant federal MDAs, strategic state ministries of education and health, development and donor agencies, private schools and hospitals, communities and churches, organized private sector. Under education, you can look at what our strategies would be, our goals. Increase the number of primary school enrollments from 105,000 to 250,000. Increase the number of secondary school enrollments from 110,000 to 140,500. Increase the number of public secondary schools from 265 to 300. Increase the number of classrooms from 9,689 to 12,500. Renovate at least 60 public secondary schools. Under health, increase number of general hospitals from 14 to 18. increase the number of primary health centers in the state, equip general hospitals with surgical resources, reduce infant mortality, increase the number of doctors and professional health workers. Under job creation, the establishment of a fully functional standard vocational skill acquisition center in each of the 3 senatorial zones. I repeat, establishment of a fully functional standard vocational skill acquisition center in each of the 3 senatorial zones. Create over 30,000 skilled and unskilled jobs through industrialization. Train school leavers, so graduates, in IT and basic skills to improve their competitiveness and guarantee employability. Tax incentives to encourage the expansion of existing companies to create more jobs. Enterprise development. Create a 3 billion SME funding window. 3 billion SME funding window. Leverage on CBN and Bank of Industry to support 5,000 SMEs. Enable at least 196 startups yearly. Now we've got 196 words, isn't it? I mean, the plan is on a yearly basis. The administration is going to enable 196 startups every year. Now 196 multiplied by 4 years, these startups are going to be enabled. The greatest challenge we face as a state is the complete absence of a middle class, is that we are noted as a very poor people. My position is that when you become governor, you are not elected as governor for you to take advantage of the weaknesses of your people. You are elected as governor for you to enable your people, for you to make them strong, for you to make them to be competitive. A lot of the people that are among the wealthiest Nigerians haven't achieved that wealth unaided. They have been supported by government. And I think for us as a state, there's no better way to jumpstart this. That through a rigorous process on a yearly basis, we're going to select one person per ward, total of 196 people, and lead them through and see them through and support them either through access to various economic things that are going to require to be strong, whether through guaranteeing them access to loans. At the end of 1 year, we're going to take an evaluation of the 196, and we're going to measure our success in terms of how strong economically these 196 are. Industrialization, to industrialize the agricultural, extractive, and tourism sectors. Now you can see what industry can achieve. Investors shall supply high-yield seedlings to farmers. Investors shall guarantee offtake of all harvests. Cross River State shall strengthen its agricultural extension capabilities to support farmers, especially in adopting better farming techniques. Encourage local government to support farmers to organize themselves into cooperatives that can procure, maintain, and deploy mechanized farming equipment as well as fertilizers. We shall construct rural roads for easy evacuation of harvest. Encourage investors to establish food processing factories. We shall revive the Tigiri Songhai farm and build its capacity to research and train farmers. The idea behind that is to be able to do what? Build its capacity for research and to train farmers. which has built a strong working relationship with the Federal Ministry of Solid Minerals under extractive, which shall document and disseminate information on the mineral deposits in Cross River State, which shall engage Nigerian and foreign missions to enlighten foreign businesses on the rich mineral deposits in Cross River State. We'll encourage cement manufacturing companies to open quarries and factories in Cross River State. As an aspect of industrialization, we talk about tourism. We'll leverage with the World Tourism Organization technical capabilities, especially in regards to tourism destination planning and management. We would identify tourist sites and propose that these sites be first evaluated, categorized, developed, and integrated. In fact, we have identified about 60 such tourist sites. About 60. So we're going to be able to do what? To evaluate these sites, categorize them, develop them, and then get them integrated into our tourism master plan. The State Tourism Bureau shall be strengthened to drive this impetus. We shall establish an international school of hospitality and tourism. Now, you know, our state, we pride so much in the fact that we're a tourist state, isn't it? Every year, every administration talks about this. Now, our new administration that has identified about 60 sites and that is committed to developing them means that unless we do certain things, then we're going to be lacking in terms of a trained manpower, professional, that can drive this sector. And that is why, for example, the establishment of an international school of hospitality and tourism is critical. We need to develop and to grow a professional cadre of cross-Riverians that are going to be part of our tourism revolution to boost manpower deficit in this sector. Infrastructure, to build critical infrastructure. Now, the Calabar Ugeb Ikom Ogoja Bekwara Road is of paramount importance. Paramount importance. It connects the 3 zones of the state as well as southern Nigeria with the north. It is therefore the most critical route in Cross River State. The new administration shall work towards the dualization of this road to improve commuting time and safety. Now, when we criticize this administration about the superhighway, we must provide an alternative. Now, the superhighway traverses about 1 or 2 local governments. The Calabar Ugeb Ikom Ogoda Bekwara Road runs through the center of Cross River. Isn't it? Yes, that road is a federal road, but it's Cross-Riverians that suffer on that road, isn't it? While in the Senate has at various times approved refunds of money to various states. Monies that states have had to use to develop those things that are supposed to be done by the federal government. Therefore, the new administration is going to work seriously in partnership with the private sector for the dualization of this road that runs through the center of Cross River. The Road Maintenance Agency shall be sufficiently funded to ensure 0 potholes in Calabar and other urban towns. And we're not going to wait for the next election. Did you hear me? We're not going to wait a few months to the next election to begin to do what? Do this job. No new feeder rural roads shall be constructed to improve timely evacuation of agricultural harvest and for access to tourism sites. Basic public utilities shall be revamped. We shall ensure that water supply is functional and reliable. Why would the governor of a state celebrate a borehole in Calabar? Why would a governor of a state, if there is one city that should have uninterrupted water supply, it's Calabar, for goodness sake? It perhaps is a demonstration of how low we've fallen. That when a borehole is being drilled at Marian Market, the governor of a state personally attends that. It's a shame. It's a big shame. Our government shall improve electricity network to cover the entire state to the State Electrification Agency. Now, to solve, there's the Calabar multi-modal transport terminal and interchange. To solve the major problem of congestion within Calabar, an ultra-modern terminal, which includes warehouses for storage, as well as accommodation for commuters and drivers, shall be built. The development shall be undertaken under a build, operate, and transfer model. I mean, again, it is shameful that at this time in our development, you still have tankers driving into town and parking by the roadsides. It's unacceptable, it's inexcusable, and it's condemnable. The response of our administration is that we're going to build a Calabar multimodal transport terminal and interchange. Special status for Calabar. Our government shall make a compelling case to the federal government to confer a special status on Calabar. This status shall include federal government's deliberate investments in Calabar infrastructure and debt swapping to free up state funds for investment in infrastructure. Now, so far, it's only Lagos that is making this case for itself. The same reasons that Lagos has, Calabar also has. Calabar has once served as what? The federal capital of this country. Cross River State has lost its oil wells, lost Bakassi. So the administration is going to do what? It's going to make a compelling case to the federal government to confer a special status for the development of Calabar. The Economic and Development Master Plan is a bold but realistic plan to revitalize Cross River State and to position the state on a path of prosperity. It proposes a vision and a mission that targets 4 priorities: security, human capital development, industrialization, and infrastructure. However, as a first step, the 2019 election has to result in a vote for change. It has to result in what? A vote for change. Next, a convergence of all interests and stakeholders with the sole objective of realizing the goals set out in this Economic and Development Master Plan. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, thank you. Please be seated. Thank you. Please be seated. Now, what is being circulated? We have tried to reduce this to about an 8-page document. If you look at that page, that document, there are 2 critical things that we haven't mentioned here as part of the enablers. We may not have gotten into detail of them. One has to do with our local government administration. And we have indicated in our master plan that within 6 months, we will conduct and make sure that there's a democratic administration in our local government system. We will do its content there. And that, yes, somebody has just mentioned talk and do. In the Central Senatorial District, where I'm serving as senator, that's what they call me, talk and do senator. Yeah. The second thing is the state of our civil service. The state of our civil service. Unless you have a highly motivated civil service, then even the achievement and attainment of the goals contained in the Economic and Development Master Plan will be a problem. So the administration also has its own plan as contained there to make sure that the civil service, that even those who have left the service, our pensioners, are part of the development aspirations of that new administration. Thank you again, and God bless everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Please, could you be seated, please? Please be seated. Please, could you be seated? Please, can we have your attention, please? Attention, please. Hello? 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 Please, we want to gradually round this program to an end. We thank the governorship aspirants for unveiling his economic master plans and the attention you gave throughout the program.